What's up with it, YouTube? You understand me? Yeah, man, we back at it again. You know what I'm talking about? It's episode 2. And today, we're going to talk about, man, keeping it player and staying militant. You know what I'm saying? Before we get too deep into it, when I say keep it player, I ain't talking about what y'all may be thinking I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? This is just the way I move. You know what I'm saying? I stay keeping it player. You know what I'm saying? I stay militant. You know, when y'all think of player, y'all might think of some goofy shit like, oh, he has a lot of girls, or he's messing with the man. I ain't talking about that. It's the way you move, it's the way you go about yourself, it's the way you go about your day, it's the way you handle situations and scenarios. You understand me? But before I get to it, like I said, I'm gonna always keep it player with y'all. So we're gonna do some player shit right now. Fragrance of the day, Dracar Noir. Very classic, very masculine fragrance. You know what I'm saying? That's an old school fragrance. It was popular, I think it was the 80s and 90s. Don't let me be too incorrect with that. Let me go ahead and check real quick, but it is something like that. I believe it's the 80s, 90s. It was like more like a cigar lounge fragrance, you know what I'm saying? Very masculine fragrance, like it could be a signature scent. I wouldn't overspray it because it is a little potent. You know what I'm saying? Let me search your car. Or let's see what it says, man. Uh, what year was it popular? 82, 80s and 90s. Like I said, 80s and 90s. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'll be talking about. So, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, for the gentleman, go ahead and grab that. You know what I'm saying? Date night, cigar lounge, something real proper. Don't overspray it. You know what I'm talking about? Kicks of the day. We got the red threes. You know what I'm talking about? Kept it cool. I was all red today. Shout out to Jordan, my man's MJ, the GOAT. Definitely the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? We'll get to that later. Matter of fact, no, we're going to get to that later. That's going to be a different video. And then the book of the day, the 22 Immutable Laws of Branding. Now, I haven't read this book. I did listen to almost the whole audiobook, but I'm going to get to the actual pages of this John. So, that's something I'm finna get to. But I had to get that out the way just so we can get straight to it. Everybody got a community when they build these pages and these brands. Speaking of the book. And you know what? I want to welcome y'all to the player posse. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that comes to the umbrella, you're going to leave just a little more player. You're going to leave with a little bit more knowledge, a little bit more game. You know what I'm saying? And when I say player, I mean keep it player, man. Like, keep it honest. Number one, when you being a real player with it, when you're keeping it player, you're keeping it honest. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta lie. What you gotta lie for? If you lying, that means you're scared of something. You're scared of how somebody's gonna react, so you're gonna give them a dishonest answer. You don't want to lie. You don't need to lie. What you need to lie for? You know what I'm saying? You're a grown man. Handle your BI. You know what I'm saying? Do what you gotta do. Keep it real. Keep it player. You know what I'm saying? Smelling good. That's keeping it player, man. When you walk by, sometimes you don't even gotta say to them, but when that fragrance hit that, you feel me, nasal cavity, they're like, ooh, who is that? You know what I'm saying? You stand out. You know what I'm saying? And don't put it over must, because that ain't player. Wash your ass. You should be washing your behind before you step out the door. You know what I'm saying? And if you had a long day, you need to wash your behind before you get in that bed. You know what I'm saying? That's keeping it player. Brush your teeth, dog. Brush your teeth when you get up in the morning. Brush your teeth. It feels good. It's refreshing. If you had a harsh meal, you had something with heavy onions, you know what I'm saying, super garlic, and go brush your teeth, freshen up. You know what I'm saying? And beyond that, where do I got it here? I got some always near me. It ain't gonna be too far. You know what you also need to keep it player? I got this in my car. I got this in my backpack. I got this in my room. I got this on the kitchen counter. Anywhere arm's reach, in the bathroom. Get you some floss, man. Get you a little toothpick floss, man. You know what I'm saying? Hygiene. Hygiene is very player. You know what I'm saying? And it's the way you carry yourself, man. Chin up, chest out. Walk with confidence. Like I said, I do this for my last name. You should do it for your last name. That's very player. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it very clean. You know, um, silence is strong. Sometimes people talk a little too much. You got something to say, go ahead. But if it ain't nothing constructive, if it ain't nothing knowledgeable, just be quiet. You don't always have to be known, be seen, be heard. You know, tone it down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Observe. Learn when to speak. Have some discernment. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's keeping it player. Keeping your clothes clean. You know what I'm saying? Washing your clothes, ironing your clothes, you know, matching your clothes. You don't have to come very extravagant. A white tee, a crispy white tee, crispy black tee, that's very player. A nice jacket, a nice coat, you know what I'm saying? Some good clean shoes, some wristwear, a little watch, nothing too much. You know what I'm saying? Keep it player, Um, and with the shoes, man, all you need is a toothbrush, toothpaste, and water. Get you a little cup, drop a little toothpaste in there, get your toothbrush stirred up, get the scrubbing, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how you keep your shoes clean. Every time I wear a pair of shoes, I clean them up when I'm done and put them back in the box. They don't get put back in the box until they're clean. If I don't clean them, then they're sitting on top of the box, letting me know they need to be clean. It's extra steps, but they're well worth it. When I have a company, you know what I'm saying? When I have lady company come through, that's one thing they always point out is how organized my space is. You know, all my clothes is folded, how they put up. You know what I'm saying? How I got everything coordinated. If they need something, I got it. Like I said, I got extra toothbrushes. I have some feminine products if they need it. I got baby wipes. Keep baby wipes in your bathroom, not even if it's just not for you, but for the ladies when they pull up. There's baby powder in there. It's a little lotion in there. It's mouthwash in there. If she want to go to the bathroom and freshen up as soon as she touched down, she could do that. You know what I'm saying? If she need to freshen up before she get up out of here, she could do that. You know what I'm saying? Keep your house in order. You know what I'm saying? Right here, just sitting here, I got a pack of mints. I wanted to freshen my breath up. She might want to freshen her breath up. You know what I'm saying? It's real close. Keep some gum up on you. Keep some gum on you. You know what I'm saying? So you can stay fresh. So she can stay fresh. Have options. I got hard liquor, but I also got wine. I got red and white. I personally indulge in wine on my own. I don't need no company for wine. But I like red wine. I'm not too much of a fan of white wine. But some of the ladies prefer white over red. So I got options. I got tequila and I got cognac because they're the only two I drink. But I'm gonna have options. You got some clear, you got some dark, you got tequila, you got cognac. You know what I'm saying? These are things that I have that women notice and they enjoy. And that separates me from other men. You know what I'm saying? When I say keep it player, is be a gentleman. You know what I'm saying? Now being a gentleman don't mean being square, don't mean being a sucker, don't mean, you know, being a gentleman is exhibiting the things that I previously just spoke on. You know what I'm saying? That's how you be a gentleman. You know what I'm saying? Now you don't have to go out your way and open the door, and you can do that. That's very gentlemanly. But out of 100 boxes, check 75, 80 of them. You know what I'm saying? If you checking 50 lower, man, you feel me? You getting passed up. You know what I'm saying? So keep it player, keep it pure, man. I'm gonna go ahead and skip to the next thing because you're gonna learn what I mean by keeping it player as these videos come out, as we go along, as we go and grow. So I don't want to spoil it all, but that's just how I can hit you off with something real quick. Um, Militant. This is very important. When I say be militant, that means you got to be on your P's and Q's. That means your head got to be on swivel. That means you got to be aware of your surroundings. That means you have to be somewhat aggressive. You have to be able to articulate yourself, but you have to be assertive more than anything. And that doesn't mean being rude. That doesn't mean being obnoxious. You know what I'm saying? Be militant while being player, while being a gentleman. You know what I'm saying? Exhibit your masculinity. Ladies, you could be militant too in your femininity. You know, it's levels to this, but I'm speaking to the fellas right now. You know, somebody has to be on 10. You know, when you're in a group, somebody has to make sure the group is good. Why not you? You know, somebody got to make sure the group is on point. You know, being militant is more than just physical, it's discipline. You know, if you got business to handle your business before you want to go out and do X, Y, and Z. You know, handle your business, make sure your business is taken care of. That's very important. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your affairs are in order. You know what I'm saying? Give a woman something to look up to, something to learn from. Give your family something to look up to, something to learn from, as well as your kids, whatever situation you're in. You know, be a leader, don't be a follower. Being militant is, again, discipline. What do I have to do right now? What needs to be done to get the job done? You know what I'm saying? If you play sports and you're not the best player on a team, you got to find your role. Being militant is understanding your role and executing it well. Being the best at your role, giving the best of your ability. That's being militant. You know what I'm saying? Making sure you and your people's on the same page. Communication is key. You know what I'm saying? You know, being militant is a mindset. You know, think military. They move as one. They move as a unit. You know, no man left behind. You know what I'm saying? You're only as strong as your weakest link. So that means you need to be uplifting the weaker links in your chain. You know, iron sharpens iron. So being militant means sharpening your own iron, getting better. You know what I'm saying? Getting stronger mentally, physically. You know what I'm saying? Being part of being militant is going to the gym, making sure your body's in shape. You know what I'm saying? Pushing yourself mentally. You know what I'm saying? Making sure your health is in order. That's part of being militant. Going to work or whatever it is that you do to get your money. You got to do that. You got to push and try to be better and try to do better. That's being militant. You know what I'm saying? Being able to follow instructions. You don't know everything. Nobody knows everything. Only a fool knows everything. So don't be too big to listen to somebody. You know, a bum on the street can give you some game if you're willing to listen. You know what I'm saying? Now that doesn't mean just listen to what everybody got to say. You take it with a grain of salt and do your own research. You know what I'm saying? But never be too big to be led, because you can't be a good leader unless you know how to be a good follower. And a good follower doesn't mean doing exactly and every single thing what somebody say. Being a good follower is being able to have the discernment to know when to follow and what is to follow. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean when I say be militant. You know, be a rock. You know, have standards. Set a standard and don't waver for nobody. Doesn't matter who it is, because you got to do what's best for you. You know, when you on a plane and they going through, you know, emergency situations, they say, put your mask on first before you help somebody else. Because you can't help somebody unless you help yourself first. You can't be of service to somebody if your situation is toe up. You can't. Not effectively. So, you know, when I'm talking militant, I'm talking discipline. I'm talking standards. I'm talking strength. I'm talking wisdom, knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And being a gentleman is part of being militant. You know what I'm saying? So always remain a gentleman at all times. You can never go wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Know when to hold them and when to fold them. That means you don't have to fight about everything. You don't have to argue with everybody about everything. You don't have to show somebody that you're right all the time. You know what I'm saying? Get strategic. Playing chess, that's a militant game. Understanding the pawns, the bishops, the rooks, the knights, the king, the queen. That's a militant game. That's how you got to move through life strategically. Have a plan. Have a plan. Be able to create a plan quickly. Be witty. Be about your wits. Be able to pivot. Be able to maneuver. Be flexible. You know what I'm saying? Problem solving skills. That's why math and science are so important, because math and science are about problem solving. Those are universal languages. You know, I speak English. Southern Americans speak different Latin, like Spanish and other variations of it. You know, Middle Easterners speak Arabic. You know what I'm saying? Asians speak different Asian dialects like Japanese, Tagalog, Chinese, Mandarin. You know, Europeans have their Dutch and Russian and German and their languages. But math and science are universal. 2 plus 2 is 4 everywhere you go. Doesn't matter where you at. So make sure your 2 plus 2 is always equaling 4. And there's 1,000 ways to get to 4. It ain't just 2 plus 2. 3 plus 1 is 4. 5 minus 1 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 2 squared is 4. So, you know what I'm saying? There's 1,000 ways to get to 4. Just make sure that you get to 4 when it's time. You know, study, be studious, be a student of learning, be a student of the game, be a student of knowledge in general. No matter what it is you want to learn, it could be anything, but have a thirst for knowledge, have a hunger for knowledge, attain knowledge, go for knowledge. That's being militant. You know what I'm saying? And that's not it. But again, we'll get to that later and later as this series develops. You know what I'm saying? All this game coming from the umbrella, you know what I'm saying, being part of a player posse, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna learn to be militant, you're gonna learn to be a gentleman, and you're gonna learn to keep it player when joining this player posse. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you know, I don't want to keep this too long. You know, I want to keep these first ones short so I can get the hang of this. You know, you're gonna see some better edits, some better cuts, some better music, better transitions, better locations. You know, we're gonna go and grow and elevate. You know, I'm gonna give you a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and we're gonna keep on going. I'm gonna give you more and more to view. You know what I'm saying? And get in the comments, man. Get in the comments again. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Tell me what kind of topics you want to talk about. Tell me what's important to you. You know what I'm saying? Spam player posse, man. Spam player posse. Spam FTU. You know what I'm saying? The university from the umbrella, because it all comes from the umbrella. You understand me?